Nomo Neter Baya. We seek refuge and pay homage to the primordial supreme creator whom ordains and conducts all that exists and non-exists. Libation.
Ashe.
Nomo Pert Neteru Baya. We seek refuge and pay homage to the company of our ancestors, who manifest as divine laws, principles, and attributes of love, light, nature, and virtues of the Most High primordial creator. Libation.
Ashe.
Nomo Guru Baya. We seek refuge and pay homage to all the gurus, saints, and Sufis and mystics from time immemorial, from the known to unknown, and from our present time cycle, for out of their immense love for humanity, the teachings, the Dharma, who makes tremendous sacrifices on our behalf for the sake of self and God realization. Libation.
Ashe.
Nomo Dharma Baya. We seek refuge in the teachings of the great realizers, Sufi, mystics, sages, and spiritual masters and teachers from time immemorial, from the known to unknown, and from our present time cycle. And we shall be as retainers of the gift of grace. Libation.
Ashe.
Nomo Sangat Baya. We seek refuge and pay homage to all of our spiritual communities across all time and space, which give us the energy, the impetus, and the strength, and the inspiration, and the help needed for the sake of self and God realization. Not just for our sake, but for the sake of all sentient beings in humanity. Libation.
Ashe.
Mer Nefer Hotep, Ma'at Nefer Seba, Bhagwan Ra Africa, Guru Mojibai, Ibae, Ashe. Aspiration plus courage plus patience equals spiritual attainment. Bhagwan Ra Africa, peace, peace, peace.
Asato ma sagamaya, tamaso ma jati namaya, merito ma meritam namaya, Shanti, 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 Amen. I was thinking what to discuss today. I know that this is a month full of all kinds of celebrations and so forth and so on. And I thought that maybe, certainly want to say something about Valentine's Day. Because I don't want some of you rascals to create some war bad karma. You guys in here with the beards and the baritone voices. And of course, it's Black History Month. So I think I've sent around some things that Brother Akala chaired with the Oxford Union over in the UK and so forth and so on. I hope you got that. If not, you can see somewhere. How many got that in Washington? Okay. Then you can check with one of these rascals. I want to focus a little bit more on the greatest contribution of African humanity. I know that typically in a month like this, we celebrate the cultural contribution, the technological contribution, jazz, rap, Motown, etc. But our greatest contribution to our fellow human beings was the spiritual system by which one become transformed, you see?
Yes, sir.
And one's inner divinity is fully manifest, you see? For most of us, we're at the mercy of the historians contemporary to the zenith and the height of the accomplishments of African human beings. In fact, I think some of you rascals, when did we go to Kemet, beloved? When was that? I should have asked you. Right, 08. So some of you rascals had a chance, you see, to not be limited to just what the scholars have been writing about it. You know what I mean? So they give a fairly decent description. But it's, again, it gets confined to architecture and so forth, and those are magnificent creations, no doubt about it. But we had a chance, didn't we, to see the ruins, but from a whole different perspective. That was the grace of the Dharma, wasn't it? You see, we have an eye of initiation that enables us to see what ordinary tourists cannot see. Black or white or Arab, it's not a race thing, it's a eye thing, it's a Dharma thing, you see? And I think some of you rascals will admit that it wasn't even wordy, it wasn't words that we encountered, it was a presence. Is that about true?
Yes, sir.
I think it knocked you down, didn't it? That's the last time I saw you cry. I've seen you cry since 2008. Yeah. So that presence, that spiritual presence, the metaphysics has been the greatest gift African humanity has given to our fellow human beings, you see. The Chetawanata, you see, the secret teachings, and in fact, that's why so many other cultures went to Egypt, what is called Egypt today, right? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he had to go to Egypt. You see, all of the Greek philosophers, Anaximenes, Thales, you see, Pythagoras, you name it, had to go to Egypt. But so many of them, almost all of them, were not admitted into the esoteric schools of the Chatuanata. You see, some was made to wait, like Pythagoras, very persistent, you see. So he waited those 20 years, you see. to understand the mathematics that informed the Pythagorean theory, you see. That was Yeti, so little knowledge in the test. Are you with me? This spirituality, you see, was what was diffused across the rest of the planet. Are you with me? Those of you who have traveled, you see, whether it's to Mesoamerica, whether it's to Europe, so forth and so on, you'll see the footprints of those lucky individuals who had achieved the liberation of their own inner divinity, you see. So forth and so on. In architecture and so forth and so on, the attempts, you see. There was some rascals, you know, that tried to bust down the door, right? That's all right, that's understandable. If you're gonna steal something, at least steal that. Gold is a little thing. Are you with me? Oil is a little thing. Rubber is a little thing. Diamonds, you see? It's the esoteric wisdom tradition of Kemet. How many are students of history? Well, all of you guys are students of history, I suppose, to some degree, but Herodotus, the father of Western history, right? Writing in book 2 of his history, when he went to what they call Ethiopia, the man of the black face, he saw gods walking on earth. That was before the ritualization of history, you know what I mean? But at least there's one testimony of what I'm trying to point out to you. You see, that kind of transformation was the direct result of the Chetavadanta in the esoteric, spiritual, and metaphysical traditions that was known and taught to a rare few. So don't get it twisted. Everybody walking around in Kemet back then, they were not gods walking on earth. That's how we got to America. That's how we got here, right? But be that as it may, it doesn't diminish or take away from what was accomplished by and then obscured by Western and so forth and so on. He's doing hand singers back there. Should I be quiet? You scared?
No, I was trying to.
Get his attention?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
I'm all right. I'm all right. Some of the Greek early philosophers, they were so insistent upon having those papyruses translated, you know, that they stormed Alexandria and burned down the whole damn library, you see. A few guys, a Manetto here and a Manetto there, translated just a little bit and gave birth to the Aristotelian metaphysics. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That's still very so. It's a little knowledge. So I thought today we'll say a little bit about the greatest accomplishment of African human beings are obviously related to their spiritual gift, you see. So long before our brothers and sisters in Europe in the Ice Age came down those steps and brought a little bit of that knowledge, and they call it Vedas, you see. A little bit. Good, very good, you see. But certainly spirituality did not begin with the Vedas. No offense to my Hindu brothers and sisters, I love them dearly. They've done a marvelous job in preserving the fragments of the Chetavadanta. You see, wonderful job. You see, but you will have to go past Rig Veda, Activated and so forth, passed on some of these. You have to go to the Upanishads to get a taste of the footprints in the presence of that wisdom tradition in that part of the world. Same is the case in China and so forth and so on. Mesoamerica, you see. Ivan Vercetti, right, shook up the world, said we were here before Columbus. Of course, that's true. And you see the wisdom tradition embedded in Olmec civilization, Azteca, Mayans, you see. You see the pyramid building in direct alignment. Like we went to the pyramids in Giza, right? How they align, same thing. It's a marvelous contribution, don't you think?
Yes.
Now that's not counting jazz and blues and gospel music and swag, and so forth and so on. I don't think the gold teeth thing caught on. I think that died with, what's his name? Well, all of them had them, right? He had even some of those. From St. Louis, I know it was big in St. Louis. But I thought today I'd say just a little bit about the Adinkara system. How many familiar with the in Ghana? Well, I won't spend too much time on it, but in Kemet, the esoteric wisdom was hidden in the hieroglyphs,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
That you could not decipher unless you were initiate, you see, and so forth and so on. And so, but the hieroglyphs, themselves wasn't the only symbolic system that couched and hid the esoteric teachings that makes up the process by which you can recover your true condition and your full divinity, you see. In fact, in the 1,300 or so different tribes or ethnic groups, whatever term you like to use, in Africa, even to the day, have something of those same teachings that are in the hieroglyphs, on the pyramid wall, hidden in other forms. Perhaps the most accessible ones are in Ghana, in the Akan tradition, you know, those 64 symbols. Those are teachings. Now, we're not going to go through all 64 those teachings and unpack what they are representing. We would take one, which is perhaps the most important one, right? Most of you have all this. Oh, this is really good. Right? So, you know, that's the golden throne, right? You see these things that you've been to, you see the stools, right? But you see the symbol inside. Gayini, you see? It looked like one of the things I had.
You gave it as a present. That's what you did.
All right. So, I said that here. You all are familiar with it. You all went to HBC schools. Right? They taught you all of this. Right? They certainly didn't teach us this at the University of Chicago.
Right.
Harvard don't teach this. You see? And so forth and so on. But Diniami, you see, the symbol means literally except God. Very cryptic, like E equal MC squared, except God. And there was a whole teaching that grew out of that seed. In fact, that symbol contains the same message that is on the pyramid wall, the pyramid text. and so forth and so on. The hymns to right, all over the place, you see. It's there in Vedanta, it's there in Raja Yoga, it's everywhere. It's there in Zen, it's there in Buddhism, it's certainly there in Islam, you see, and so forth and so on. You see. Except God, you see. Nothing else exists. You see, the Hindu said, Gurudasa Yogan. No, it's her favorite little verse I wanted for her birthday gift, no? Na savan vidyate kavasi.
I didn't hear you.
You didn't. Well, you in the Vandos.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna get it.
Thank you.
You see? Nothing exists that is not God. God is the only thing that exists, and everything else is just an expression, a manifestation, and form of the one and only one. One. You see? Without a second. You see? We've talked a little bit about things like this in the past, so we're not going to belabor the point. And particularly in that part of Africa where most of our ancestors was captured, you know what I mean, and brought into the Ma'afa, you see, the transatlantic slave business, right? And it's amazing, because have you ever wondered how in the world did we who are in this African body survive 400 plus years? Because even before 1619, there was a handful. The Williams, where are the Williams? You're Williams, right? Yeah, maybe one of your ancestors. Right, 20 of them came over, captured. More about that down here. But the point is, the single greatest enslavement of human beings in the history of the world. You see? How did they survive? Chattel slavery. I'm not going to go into all of that stuff. You all know all about all of that stuff. You see? At least some of you do. Those of you who haven't been completely miseducated. Are you with me? Black or white. You see? The Ma'afa damaged everybody. The enslavers, those enslaved, everything. You see? But they survived. True? That's why we here. Is that about right? Yes, sir. Otherwise there'll be no Sarah, there'll be no Buddha, there'll be none here in this African body. You see? They attributed, if we could go back and ask the elders, you know, now of course, you know, we're going to be the elders soon, right? But the elders prior to us and the elders prior to them and the elders prior to them go back 400 years ago. If we could ask them, how did you all make it? And they say, Gayi Niyami, except for God, we would have never made it. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? You see, your wits don't survive that kind of brutality. Don't you know that?
Yes.
There's something else that gets you through a Holocaust. Are you with me? A Ma'afa. Especially a Holocaust of that scale. Are you with me? True?
Yes.
And most of us grew up to some degree in the black church, right? And have you ever been to a black church when the Holy Ghost, when the Spirit is moving you, right? True?
Yes.
And they'll say something like, can he do it?
Yeah. Yes, he can.
Yeah, won't he do it? Because this ultimate God, whatever term you want to use, the absolute source, are you with me? Can do the impossible because it's omnipotent. See, you can't do the impossible, you see? But this, whatever Gayi Niyami points to, call it God, call it Allah, call it Yahweh, it doesn't matter, you see, as long as you understand. You're pointing to something that is omnipotent. It can do the impossible. Are you with me? That's why they pray, right?
Yes, sir.
True?
Yes, sir.
Even in the Bhagwan and in the Jewish Holocaust and so forth, the prayers went up to that. You see? To that. You see? That's what brings you out. Are you with me? You fenced in with dogs and electric fences. How you gonna get out? You see my point? But this ultimate, I don't know whether we should call it a force or energy, I don't know, but it's because it's beyond words, it's inscrutable. You can't grasp it with language, it's beyond language, you see. But in any case, that's what gets the job done. Hmm? And so they understood that because that was in their genes. You see? They understood Geniami before they got to America, before the British came into Rhodesia with apartheid. You see? They already had that understanding. Hmm? And so the prayers went up. You see? Seeking intervention, right? Y'all all right?
Yes. All right, keep on.
And those prayers went up seeking intervention, and it was called grace. Hmm? They prayed for grace, for the intervention of that. They didn't pray for cars, homes, bigger bank accounts, houses, you see. You see how far we drifted away from that, which takes you through the Ma'afa. And our young people out here, they can't handle nothing. Are you with me? The smallest setback and they fall apart. Hmm? And then have to self-medicate to give themselves some temporary relief from the agony of their depression and so forth. So, are you with me? Y'all all right?
Yes.
There was no crack cocaine down in the antebellum South. It was prayer.
All right now.
You see? That got them through. For that grace. Grace got them through, grace will get us. You see? So, in fact, because the captivity was so long and so brutal, right? Sometimes the prayers didn't seem to be working because they're praying, you see? And they're praying hard. They've been praying for years and years, and the oppression is only getting more and more and more, you see? And then, suddenly, the prayers are answered. Just when they thought their prayers would never be answered. They call that amazing grace. Hmm? So, Roger Ver let's understand this thing better.
The next song needs no introduction. The other day in rehearsal, Aretha began to sing it. And when she got to the part that says, through many dangers, and I looked over at her and saw the tears rolling out of her eyes. Because never did we think, I think 20 years ago, that God would do great things for us. Can I get a witness here tonight?
Lord, God's amazing. Oh, amazing.
So the point I'm trying to make, beloved, is if there's anything to be proud of that is being discussed this month to somehow lift the self-esteem of black people. The most important thing, I think, in my own humble opinion, just my opinion, what you should be the most proud of is the ones who just
Yes,
that's guiding us through
yes,
in your ancestors.
praise the Lord.
Be proud to be African,
All right.
period. It's nice to be proud of what was built in Kemet and the street lights here that was invented by another brother and so forth. But there's nothing wrong with that. But that's bullshit in terms of what our ancestors have accomplished here. built us on the back of their sacrifice. And all they dreamed about was one day there'll be a you. And a you. And a you. Rumi would say, what else could a human being want other than a family like that? So we can have a little bit more discussion before Valentine talk. Because there's so much to say about all of that. You see what I mean? But once you understand this, you are transformed. Are you with me?
Yes,
All silliness disappears into thin air. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Too many of our own ancestors invested too much, are you with me?
Yes.
For us to piss this away on this nonsense out here. Are you with me?
Yes.
It should make you more serious about deciding what you're going to use your black human lifetime for. And whether it will be for something that is great or it is just going to be for pure bullshit that has absolutely no value whatsoever. Are you with me?
Yes.
This is what it means to be woke. If you can't get this woke, you're not going to become enlightened. Who are we playing games with here? Are you with me?
Yes.
You feeling me?
Yes.
You see? Spirituality is always the response to the recognition that you have been loved. What more proof do you need that you've been loved? You wouldn't even be here today. Right?
Yeah.
You come from a long line. Your mother loved you, her mother loved her, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, ad infinitum. Right?
Yes.
True? True. Black History Month is truly about the recognition of that. Don't you think? And thus be moved to make right use of their sacrifice, to take good care of their love. What are you doing with all that love that has come down to you? Consider it. Show consideration. All of that strength you have become so weak due to your own lack of recognition. You can't handle nothing. You see? Nothing. You see? You look at your job, you fall apart. Might become a heroin addict. Some shit like that. Are you with me?
Yes.
You got to get medicated. You follow me? No resiliency. Because there's no. You have broken the continuity of that got them through hell. You've lost your way. And we can walk in any of our community and see the evidence of that. Weak. No resiliency. Not an ounce of it. True?
True.
So you're sitting in your fine houses, driving your fine cars, you see my son? And suffering. You see? see, they knew how to go behind them slave shacks, get in a circle,
Yes.
hold hands. They had community. We ain't got no community. You see. They hold hands. Hmm? And they would sing a shepherd. You know, not the Hindu shepherds, African shepherds. And get happy. Hmm? And get happy, get restored. You can't do that. As the young people say, what's up with that? You see? Why can't you handle that which is difficult to handle? Why can't you endure that which is difficult to endure? Are you looking? What happened to that? So, the only evidence of having understood anything that has been said by me or anybody else during these occasions to celebrate African humanity contributions to the worldwide brotherhood of man and you have not changed, and you've understood nothing here. Old folks used to say, when you understand, you do better. Right? Okay. What is the evidence that you understand? Because you claim you understand. How come you ain't a better human being? What's up with that? You see, it's still selfish. You see, quick to rage and all of that. What's up with that? No compassion, no kindness. I suppose then, beloveds, that the best display of gratitude for their superhuman sacrifices on our behalf is for us to change. No fooling. No kidding. Y'all all right?
Yes.
I'm talking too much today for some reason. You know, students of history here, particularly black history, slavery in America and so forth, you already know that before there was 1619, they were already, you see my point, coming into Africa. And the interesting thing is that, of course, back then, you know, you went to work, you see, so you out in the jungle, forest somewhere, getting some food, honey, and so forth and so on, right? And that's a hard job, right? It's strenuous. You got to run. You follow what I'm saying? And you come back to the village at dusk with your food, you know, the animal you killed or whatever, right? Bring it home for supper, right? And your wife and children ain't in the hut. Ain't none of our wife and children in the hut, right? We're gonna go find them. Ain't but 10 or 12 of us. We are easily subdued and in jail. You have to understand that marriage, in those days, you were initiated into the sadhana of marriage. It wasn't no romantic, purely romantic phenomenon. You had to be initiated into that, given some skills, you see? It wasn't just you marry a woman and that's it. No, 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 no. This is a whole ritual. This is an initiation that you go through. Are you with me? Because that's not a me and you, baby, type of relationship. That's a triangular relationship. God is in this relationship. In fact, the initiation that boys and young ladies went through was to understand, you see, that you may be fortunate and God will give you a husband or God will give you a wife. That's God's gift. You understand? And you had already had a previous initiation, so you had an appreciation for God. Kaini, he used to give her everything. But gave you a wife. Gave you one of his beloveds. You see, his beloved daughter, his beloved son. He gave you one too. And said, promise to take care of him or take care of her for better or worse, and sickness and death, so on and so on. Although their initiation was much more elaborate. You understand what I'm saying? You see? So when this man who'd been initiated into the sadhana of marriage, real relationship, are you with me? Not simply at the level of your genitals. You see? Real relationship, divine relationship. A relationship like Isis and Osiris. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
Hmm? You understand what I'm saying here? And he come home, right? She's gone, right? You got to go find what God gave you, right? Yeah. Now you caught it. Now it didn't stop there. Because some was sold by other Africans. Nazinda, Queen Nazinda, she made a ton of money. Truth has to be known. Here. Are you with me?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes,
So
indeed.
we don't want to sugarcoat it. You see?
Right.
Them 5 cops that beat that baby to death, we always had African people like that. This is nothing new. Right? They were there when they murder Emmett Till.
Yes, they were.
You understand? Dark side. Are you with me? But the point I'm trying to make here is that even once the transatlantic trade, slavery trade, was in full force, and black men were coming over here, right? And this will be interesting for you ladies. There's a history why we like we are. And so they brought you and Shirley over here, right? Brought your kids too, right? Now they gotta break you down. You can't be loyal to nobody, yeah, except master. True?
True.
Now Shirley's over there in that corner picking cotton. You see, Saddama's over there picking cotton somewhere, because it only had to be this tall. You pick some cotton, you see. And the overseer's watching. You know you ain't gonna run away. You see. He's watching to see who's loving who. And so if he hits Shirley and you flinch, they'll sell Shirley. You see? Gonna break you some more. So black men had to learn how to suppress their love. Brother, it's time to stop suppressing your love. Yes. True?
Say it again, yes.
Yeah. You see, he couldn't show no affection. You see, they raping her, he can't move. They're not moving. You see, we're gonna sell you. Because bill here. Are you with me? You sell those new black men that you suspect you're gonna have a hard time controlling them. Because some of them was initiated. Hmm? And the sign of love. What I'm saying, they loved. So much so that they suppressed their love for the sake of their beloveds. Try to understand that. Hmm? And became intergenerational. You see, it had its long time, right? Even in the 60s and 50s, early 70s, them black men had to get out of the house so that their wife and children get that ADT check. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, come on now, say it.
You understand me?
Yes.
It wasn't that the men didn't love them. They loved because they loved them. You see, they couldn't get no jobs. Do you understand? Right? So, if all you have is some kind of romantic Romeo and Juliet concept of love, you have no understanding of what love is about at all. At all. You see? It's not about romance. It's about love, and you must enjoy the distinction. You see? So, let's have a little bit more discussion, if you like, and then we're going to see if we can get out of here close to on time. Something else to say about it? Right, I heard that. Thank you. Consider. Now knowing how precious your black lifetime is, what will you use this lifetime for? What personal changes must you make in order to honor 400 years of love flowing down to you? What changes must you make? To even call yourself black Africans. And it's not just something for us here in America, it's all over the continent, you understand? It's in Africa, everywhere, India. You see, the Dravidians in India, they don't know this either. Are you with me? They have no clue, right? They become Hindus. So the history is, you know, from the point of view of the Vedas and so forth and so on. You see? The Buddhists don't understand this either, you see? They don't even know where the Buddha Dharma came from.
All right now.
You follow what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about Bond, which was the predecessor of the spiritual practices there. You see? They've never been there, they've never seen the African footprints and presence. At all. You see? It's not a put down. You follow what I'm saying? That's to be expected, but you don't know? That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. You see? At all. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
So, some got changed. gotta change. That's on us. Otherwise, stop all of this so-called Black History Month celebration and honoring, blah, blah, blah. This is just chicken shit. You see, the real honoring is in your living. In your living. The rest is just lip service, it's just rhetoric. Right? Can you love like your ancestors love? That's what I'm interested in. That's what you should be interested in too. Your wife don't come home, you open a crack of beer. You see, man, hope you stay out longer, right? So forth. You understand what I'm saying? Your kids don't come in at curfew, you know. That's just more time for you to watch TV. What is that? You see? Them fathers, them boys back then, rite of passage, right? We going into the forest here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna make you a man. I ain't gonna leave that shit up to no school counselor. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Father makes their son men. Not football, watching.
All right.
That shit has nothing to do with raising your son. I'm getting hot here. See, I had to step on a few toes here because you're playing with it.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes.
How dare you? You see? Black woman makes a girl a woman. You, Sarah, you can't make Saddam no woman. How you gonna do that shit? That's surely make her a woman.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't make her a woman, you're an unfit mother. I'm talking real here. True?
Yes.
Women are the foundation of us, of humanity. They're the Adi Guru. They are our first gurus. You see? And so women, if you want better men, you make them. You stop fantasizing about them dropping out of the clouds somewhere. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
You make them. You're the Adi Guru. True?
Yes.
True? And you have yourself a man, not a boyfriend, not a baby daddy. You see? You have your husband, right? And then you turn that cross-gender child, because you're a woman, it's a boy, if it's a girl, you see, to the mother. You understand how that goes, right? That's your helpmate, right? Because the boy's gonna get so big, gonna get managed. Like me and Bilal, that guy there, and the guy we get managed when we get about 12. We raise our voice at mama, right? We start telling them to take the garbage out when I feel like it. You see me on the phone, on my Xbox, right? So, now it's time for daddy to go to work. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Because if you don't teach your sons to respect their mother, they ain't gonna respect no one.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
That shit is on you. You feeling me?
Yes.
Right. How busy can you be? Are you with me? Too busy to do your duty? Come on. Right? It's like that. Sort of like that. So all I'm really trying to do is to help you reimagine what those ancient relationships were made out of. Are you with me? So that we will have a pole star, something we can follow. You see? Rather than what Lil Wayne is saying. Like Lil Wayne knows something about this. You see what I'm saying? And so forth. You see? And you, young ladies, you don't understand. The kind of man you want ain't even interested in twerking. How good you can twerk.
Okay now.
So you can stop all that twerking. Is that about right? Y'all should stop me. Y'all
No,
just,
keep going, keep going.
y'all just using me.
It's real, Master.
Trying to keep it real.
Yeah.
Your ancestors deserved that.
That's right.
For them sweat and toil.
That's
and
right.
go through humiliation, ate out of trials. with
Yes.
pigs, you
Come on.
understand?
Yes.
Worked in the hot sun, the
Yeah.
cotton fields
Yeah.
to midnight.
Yes.
Then around about midnight, they threw sucking some corn somewhere. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sacrifice.
Sacrifice. You see? For us.
Yes, yes. yes.
We supposed to be their dream king true.
Come on.
We are their nightmare.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
They swallow all of their pride for us. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? They allowed themselves to be whipped for us. Now what are you doing with that? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, we can sit there all day. I don't want to do that because you all understand. You know what I'm talking about. Right? What you gonna do with all of that? What kind of human being will you be that has been the recipient of all that sacrifice? Are you with me? For us. You see? They couldn't go to no universities and get no degrees and all that stuff. Come on here. They couldn't read. They weren't allowed to read. They
That's
were
right.
forced into a kind of ignorance.
Yes.
Beaten if they tried to get knowledge. And you don't even want no knowledge.
No.
Say it, keep it real.
You see, you don't want no knowledge. You see, you want entertainment.
Yeah.
As much of it as you can get. You see, you got 3 games going on 3 different TVs, and your son is filming somewhere.
Say it 2 more times, child.
Thank God for mama. You feel me? All right, I had enough myself. Let's have some prashad. I know these men here glad I'm through. You know, you see me afterwards, but when you step like you busting up something. Sorry. If they, you don't get mad at me, that means I'm not serving you well.
Beautiful.
Y con mucha paella ahí.
I'm trying to find a way to understand, but I need a hand. I am changing, seeing everything.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
I am changing.
You make me feel real good.
I'm gonna start right now, right here. I'm hoping to work it out, and I know that I can, but I need you. I need a hand. All of my life I've been fooled. Who said I could do it all alone? How many good friends have I already lost? And how many dark nights have I known? Walking down that wrong road, there was nothing I could find. All those years of darkness could make a person blind, but now I can see I am changing, trying every way I can. I am changing, I'll be better than I am, but I need a friend to help me start all over again. Oh, that would be just fine. I know it's gonna work out this time, 'cause this time this time I'm changing. I'm getting my life together now. I'm changing. Yes, I know how. I'm gonna start again. I'm gonna leave my past behind. I'll change my life. I'll make nothing's gonna stop me now.
So you see, beloveds, you see, we are each other's gift. You see? And our task is to act like that. Some of us saw the last aroma of community when we were children, our generation. Those of us who were in the Bardo over there. We had a whiff of what that looked like, you see. When Mama didn't have no sugar, she said, go on over there to Miss Johnson house and tell her, send me a little sugar. Miss Johnson, my mama said, send me a little sugar.
Let's be honest. Yeah.
Somebody get hurt, right? And they can't work. Here comes some pies, here comes some food, here comes
Yeah.
a box of groceries.
Yeah.
You see? So, you see, it took a long time for that community to die that wasn't there 400 years ago. it lived a long time and started slowly dying. You see. Most of it is dead now, but there's still a little bit. We're trying to hold on to some of that. A sangha, you see? The Buddha said you need a sangha. You need more than just a Dhamma giver. You need more than the Dhamma. You need a community, because we're going to get weak and we're going to need some support here. Just like Jennifer Hudson said, what made you think you can do this spiritual journey by yourself? What level of arrogance are you operating out of? That's not going to happen. Community, sangha, is necessary. When black people came up here during the Great Migration, right? They had somebody to let them live with and give them a little room. Is that about right?
Yeah. Yes.
There was still the capacity to be kind to one another.
Beautiful.
True.
Beautiful.
Right? So, you all have some of that same quality. That's why you got to stick together. You belong together. Because our relationship is also triangular. We love Dhamma too. We love the truth. And if you love the truth and I love the truth, we're going to be together forever. Even beyond death. Maestro.
Beautiful.
Chances you and I, there has been no love, no better. I wonder why. Let's start our love anew. Oh, do what we gotta do. It's got to be the way
fulfill my every need. And I live just to stay in your sight. Some mystic revelation brought you into my life. Was destined, pre-planned for a hand that we were meant to be. It seems the heavens simply opened up and you flew down to me. An angel. All the love I ever craved is stacked high in every smile on your face, and I'm secure in knowing that it's enough to last a lifetime. And then a while longer, this world is yours and mine to keep. You were heaven sent, heaven sent, heaven sent, heaven sent to me. An angel. You were heaven sent, yeah, heaven sent to me. An angel. Call it luck or call it fate, I'm just glad we shared the things together. Whatever it may take, if you and I, heart to heart, love all the way. We planned for a head that we were meant to be.
Smooth with it.
It seems that heavens simply opened up and you flew down to me.
Bones, man.
You were heaven sent, yeah, heaven sent to me. An angel. Ooh, baby. Heaven sent to me. An angel. Your presence when I open my eyes this morning, I remember how we started the day together. Somehow we drifted apart. I need to feel
Come here, Mike.
presence
Yeah.
all through the day. Sometimes I get weak and I want to strike, but Lord,
All right.
For the ancestor.
All right, stand for the ancestors.
Ancestor walk.
Come on, get it. Walk it on down. Get it.
For the ancestors.
Come on, get it.
Good foot, baby.
All right.
On the one side.
Come on, get it.
just to please you. In all